Okay, so my name is Sean. We're going to go through this. It's going to be a little rough, little raw video here. I did my final choose your own adventure on e-recycling, and I'm just going to circle around the room really quick. I run a robotics club, and as you can see from behind me, this is all electronic waste. Um, we take this and we break down computers, wires, sometimes like the stuff behind me. This is stuff that we give away for free. And it just continues all the way around the room. And I mean, we get all sorts of stuff in here, and it's amazing. And then as you can see, we wrap around the room and it just keeps going. And this all helps fund our robotics club. So part of this e-recycling and why we do it, I mean, it's helped to help the environment, but I mean, and then also it helps fund our club. And as you can see behind that curtain is more electronics, and we use some of the computers that we're tearing apart and actually taking some of those computers, and my kids are actually taking those computers and making new computers, Frankensteining from old parts, new parts, and making those and turning those things into new computers, or taking old 3D printers and turning those into new 3D printers. We're going to flip around the camera and look at the wiring. This wiring, you're looking at 75 cents a pound. All we have to do is just cut the ends off. And as you dive into it, I mean, we'll go over here to a little bit more deeper view, but this whole wire pile, you're looking at $600 just sitting there ready to be taken apart. As you can see, it never ends. And if it never ends for us, think of what the world is dealing with right now and everything. And as you can come over here, we're going to kind of take a sneak peek around the corner. And as you can see, they're taking all these components from different computers and making new computers. And these are some of the computer cases. And this is stuff we don't have to buy. It's stuff that we can recycle. And I mean, we got shelves and shelves, and we can give away old scooter carts to veterans that need them. So we are recycling and doing just one little bit of a part out of a lot right now. And the scary thing is that I'm going to set the camera down. Sorry, we're doing kind of a raw video footage here. So we're just going to, let me get the camera here, adjust it. So some facts, if you just, from my report, right now the world is looking at 57.4 million metric tons of e-waste generated just in 21. That total is growing by an average of 2 metric tons a year. So just in, what are we, 25 right now? So it's 22, 23, 24 years. That's 6 metric more tons added onto that 57.4. That's insane. There's over 347 metric tons of e-recycling waste on the earth just in 2024. It's growing. China, USA, India, we're kings of the producing of the most e-waste. It's amazing how much e-waste we can produce. The other problem is 17.4% of that e-waste is known to be collected and properly recycled. That's less than 20%. Where's the rest of it going? In your landfill. Only 78 countries have any form of legislation for dealing with e-waste. And that's changing with new laws, and you'll read in my report, I put in that section there, I just directly pasted it, that they're creating laws that big countries like ourselves, China, we just can't go over and dump on these third world countries and say, here you go, deal with it. Because a lot of these third world countries don't know how to deal with it, or they're burning plastic, and those toxics from that burning plastic is killing their people and making them sick and having them cancers. And It's insane on how much all of that stuff just in. I mean, it's overwhelming. Um, we've got Norway, Iceland. They're the highest rate of e-recycling. They're not even the big three players. E-waste recycling market is valued at almost $50 million. And that was in 2020. What is it today? I'm not sure. I didn't look at that statistic. It didn't list it. It's amazing. Earth.org reports each year that about 50 to 60 million tons of e-waste are generated, equaling to 2 to 3% of our annual global waste. So those are just some numbers. And as our robotics club here, we're putting just a little dent in it. It's our job to give a little bit back to this earth, and I truly believe it. And I just want you to experience kind of our world here and where this is going, and think if we could get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 clubs doing what we're doing right now, how much can we change that world and bring those numbers? What was it, 17.4% of e-waste to be properly recycled? Could we bring that number up? We're going to have to bring those numbers up. We're seeing, a lot of this is from the e-waste and the chemicals being introduced into our environment. We got to make those changes, because if we don't, we're going to either run out of resources or we're going to contaminate the places that we live, and we're not going to have those places anymore. So with that being said, this is my report on e-recycling and what we do. I wrote the full report. It's attached to this to the YouTube video. Just follow the link, and you'll be able to see the whole entire report and where I've got all my information. Thank you, and I appreciate it.